Hello friends! In last week's video we were busy doing some tree work in exchange for our amazing camping spot, and we showed you some of our shots from our shore lunch on the bank of the Mackenzie River. This week's video will have us riding our way through the Sleeping Giant Provincial Park, and no visit to Thunder Bay would be right without a visit to the scenic lookout, which features an amazing monument in honor of our very own Canadian hero, Terry Fox.
This is the Terry Fox Memorial in Thunder Bay, a must-see attraction for anybody who comes to Thunder Bay. It's a very interesting story. I'll show you the monument in his honor. I think I need my hat. It's an old helmet, that's fine.
Terry Fox was a Canadian athlete, humanitarian activist, who in 1980, with one leg having been amputated due to cancer, embarked on an east to west cross-Canada run to raise money and awareness for cancer research. Although the spread of his cancer eventually forced him to end his quest after 143 days and 5,373 kilometers, 3,339 miles, and ultimately cost him his life, his efforts resulted in a lasting worldwide legacy.
As you walk the grounds, you'll notice there are different structures providing different bits of information in regards to Terry Fox. So on this map, you can see the line which basically outlines his journey. He dipped his toe in the Atlantic Ocean, started in Newfoundland, and worked his way across, heading west, hitting all of the major cities down in the Greater Toronto area, and then headed north, where he ultimately had to stop his journey in Thunder Bay, just a little ways from where we're actually standing here now. So I don't think you could find a Canadian that isn't aware of who Terry Fox is. He's really had an impact on many people, and actually kids learn about Terry Fox in school, and there are various fundraising efforts in his honor still today that are going on, and billions of dollars have been raised since this this monumentous event.
And we highly recommend that, if you're in the area, that you do visit the monument in Thunder Bay. It's quite awe-inspiring. And there's just something that makes you really think when you're there. When you see that statue and you realize the monumental thing and courage that this young man took on just because he didn't want to see other people suffer, it's just quite amazing. And we really want to recommend that people go there.
So we're actually going to link the website below, terryfox.org, where you can learn more about the Terry Fox story, and also make a donation if you feel so inclined.
Well, that was very interesting. Stuff that we learn about in school here, growing up. Nice to see the monument.
Learn about Terry Fox in school?
Yeah. Saw some videos.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
You were probably sleeping.
No, I was probably too old.
Now on to the next attraction.
The Sleeping Giant Provincial Park gets its name from a rock formation that looks like a giant lying on its back.
Now, as we normally do, we decided to take the bike on this adventure. So we set out from our location in Shunya, just outside of Thunder Bay, and we decided to drive down to the Silver Islet. And let me tell you, for the motorcycle enthusiasts out there, although this was no Tail of the Dragon by any means, but I was pleasantly surprised to see the amount of twisties that this particular road offered us.
Yeah, and then also, like, there was a lot of other bikers on it as well.
Yeah, I think it's a popular spot for the local riders.
Yeah. We drove all the way down to the peninsula, right? That's called Silver Inlet. And when we got there, it was like 10 degrees colder from where we left.
Maybe a slight exaggeration. I think it was about 6 to 8, but...
No way. It was friggin' cold. And for any women out there that ride on the back, you guys know what, like, you need to be prepared for this stuff, and I was not prepared. I was freezing my...
It was quite surprising,
Yeah.
actually. It was a big difference in temperatures, but never mind that. The roads were full of twisties. It was
Yeah.
actually quite amazing.
Yeah. We didn't stay there very long because I was freezing.
We certainly layered up when we got there, but we did stop at the Silver Inlet, and we got a chance to explore and look around. And it was quite surprising, actually. There was some like turquoise blue water in that area, which was amazing. So we spent a bit of time there, and then we decided, okay, let's move on and let's go to the Thunder Bay Lookout, which is a must-see, that, you know, close to the Sleeping Giant. So
Okay, but before that,
yeah.
you know, did your...
Yeah, so we get on
Yeah.
the bike, we leave the Silver Inlet, and, you know, as most of you know by now, we have a GoPro mounted at the front of the bike. So we're leaving the Silver Inlet, and I catch to my right, of course, these spectacular views that I figure, you know what, you the viewer need to see these views. So of course, because the GoPro's on the front of the bike, I have to take a look.
Now we're unstuck, so that was like incident number 1, I guess you would say. And notice I'm saying incident number 1 because there's, you know, so there's a difference between Jill and I when it comes to adventures on our wheels. So, you know, whatever wheels we are in at the moment. And one of the rules I have, especially on the bike, is no gravel roads. It just feels unsafe to me, and I don't like it. And like, you guys have seen pictures of our bike. It's not made for that. It's a touring bike. It's got heated seats. It's got power windshields. Like, it's got cruise control. Like, it's not made for rough off-road riding.
But the person, a friend of ours who told us about this Thunder Bay lookout, didn't tell us that it was a gravel road.
Okay, but as soon as you turned on it, there was this sign that specifically said...
It actually said steep, rough roads, and it was gravel. And we're on a big touring bike. But you know what? I didn't think it was going to be that bad. So I decided to go down that road anyway. And it was a decent gravel road for the most part, although there were potholes, there were mud holes, and there were some really steep hills. But
it was rock.
We
Like,
managed. It was fine. And actually, when we arrived at the lookout, we were on a rock. It was a big flat rock. There was no road. It was a rock. But anyway, we are very happy that we did go, because it was spectacular. Have a look.
super high, super scary. Can't believe it. I'm nervous about it. Not like me.
I guess it's time to end the episode.
Yeah. We do have more to come, though. There will be more Thunder Bay footage coming next week. And
Yeah, because what you guys have seen right now is basically just the, what's the word?
it's the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Tip of the iceberg.
So we have a lot more to offer you for Thunder Bay, and we hope you're enjoying it so far. Please drop us a comment if there's something that, if you have any questions about the episode you've just seen. If you haven't given this episode a like, please do so now, and obviously subscribe if you're not. So thanks again for watching. We really appreciate your support, and see you in the next one.
See you next week, guys.